She walked through the office every night, unnoticed, unheard, unseen. Just a cleaner, that's what they thought. But behind every wiped desk, behind every polished floor, was a quiet woman with a notebook full of dreams. While others slept, she studied. While others ignored her, she paid attention. This is not just a story about talent. It's a story about patience, humility, and a kind of determination that no one saw coming. This is Nina, the cleaner who designed her way into a better life. Nina worked the night shift in a downtown office building. While others were home watching TV or scrolling their phones, she quietly moved from room to room with a mop, a trash bag, and an old music player in her pocket. She had worked as a cleaner for 3 years. Same building, same floors, same faces in the morning, rushing past her without a glance. Most people thought she didn't speak much English. Some even acted like she wasn't there at all. But Nina was always watching. Not because she wanted to spy, but because she was curious. She paid attention to what was on the whiteboards, what people left on their desks, the types of presentations they practiced in meeting rooms. And at night, when the office was empty, she sometimes sat down in front of an unused computer. She never touched anyone's files, but she opened blank documents and practiced typing. Then Excel, then PowerPoint. Every time she cleaned a room, she left a little smarter. What no one knew was that Nina had a passion for design. Not just cleaning, but patterns, colors, and layouts. Back in her home country, she loved drawing. But life was hard, and art didn't pay bills. Now, late at night, after wiping desks and vacuuming carpets, she would sketch logos and layouts in a cheap notebook she kept hidden in her cart. One day, a junior employee left behind a printed brochure. It was full of typos, messy alignment, and a poor color scheme. Nina stared at it for a moment. Then she went home and redesigned it for fun, just to see how she could improve it. She printed her version, put it next to the original. She didn't show anyone, not ye. One early morning, she overheard a heated conversation between a designer and a manager. "We're behind schedule. This version looks terrible. We might lose the client." The manager stormed out, leaving the messy draft on the desk. Nina glanced at it, then hesitated. She reached into her cart and pulled out her version. Cleaner, balanced, professional. Quietly, she slipped it under the original. No one saw her. At least, that's what she thought. The next evening, Nina returned to the same floor. As usual, the office was empty. But something was different. The messy draft she had seen the day before was gone. In its place was her version, pinned to the wall with the word "Who did this?" written in red marker beside it. Nina froze. Did she do something wrong? Was this a trap? But then she noticed something else. On the desk was a note that said, "This redesign is miles better. Whoever did this, come see me, J. Miller." She recognized the name, James Miller, creative director. Nina panicked. She thought about staying silent, pretending she knew nothing. But something inside her whispered, "You've been hiding too long." The next night, she left a handwritten note on Mr. Miller's desk. She signed it, Nina, night cleaning staff. Nothing more. That same week, Mr. Miller stayed late. He waited until the building emptied. Then, just after midnight, he saw Nina pushing her cart. He approached gently. "It was you, wasn't it? The redesign, it was yours." Nina looked down. "I just wanted to try," she said quietly. Instead of laughing or dismissing her, Miller smiled. "You have real talent. Would you be open to a trial project?" Nina couldn't believe what she was hearing. She nodded slowly. That week, she was handed a low-risk internal project to redesign a small flyer. She worked on it at night during breaks. The result? Clean, fresh, balanced. Better than what their interns were doing. Week by week, Nina was given more small projects. Flyers, internal brochures, presentation layouts. Every design came back clean, balanced, and quietly brilliant. But it wasn't just her work that impressed people. It was how she worked. No complaints, no drama, just quiet, consistent results. Without realizing it, Nina's name began to spread through internal emails. Can Nina do the layout? Let's use Nina's style for this one. Even though she was still cleaning floors at night, her designs were making their way into creative team meetings. Then, one day, HR asked her to come in early for a special discussion. She showed up in her usual uniform and slightly worn shoes. But waiting for her was Mr. Miller and the head of the creative department. They offered her an official position, junior visual designer full-time, with training included. "We can see you have a natural talent," Miller said. "But more importantly, you have the kind of attitude we rarely find. Quiet, focused, no ego, but always delivering excellence." Nina paused. Her hands trembled slightly, not out of fear, but because every quiet night, every hour spent learning alone, had led to this moment. She accepted the offer with a soft smile. And just like that, the woman everyone overlooked stepped quietly into the room they never thought she belonged in, and proved she always did. Sometimes the most powerful stories begin in silence,